Okay, today we're going to continue here in section 2.3. We are going to be finding slope. Yesterday we found rate of change. Finding slope and finding rate of change are essentially the same process. The difference is rate of change is talking about a real world scenario, the rate of change, the change in which something is occurring. Slope of a line, I'm going to give you either two ordered pairs, I'm going to give you a graph, and I'm going to ask you to find that slope. So there is a slope formula. Hopefully you guys remember this from Algebra 1. M equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Please circle this or write it big somewhere that you're going to remember it. That is the slope formula. It is posted on the wall back there, but I do expect that you guys know that without looking back on the wall. This formula can be used to find slope if you're given two ordered pairs. Or if you're given a graph, you could pick out two ordered pairs and find slope this way. So let's just first start by finding slope. It says to find the slope of the line that passes through negative 1, 4 and 1, negative 2. We have two ordered pairs. In Algebra 1, when we were learning about slope, I asked you to label the ordered pairs. One of them as x sub 1 and y sub 1. And the second ordered pair is x sub 2 and y sub 2. Please go ahead and do that. And we're simply going to substitute into our formula and evaluate. M is the variable that's used for slope. So we'll say m equals. Y sub 2 is the first variable. What is our y sub 2? Negative 2. Minus y sub 1, 4. Divided by x sub 2, 1. Minus x sub 1, negative 1. Now minus was part of our formula, but the negative came from the 1. So make sure you have both minus and negative in your problem. Now to simplify. Negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6. In our denominator, we really have 2. Please simplify yet again. Negative 2 divided by 6 is negative 3. The slope of the line that passes through these 2 points is negative 3. Do you guys all have your Chromebooks with you? Would you please open Desmos on your Chromebook? Okay, so in Desmos, I want to plot these 2 points, if you would please. The 2 points are negative 1, 4 and 1, negative 2. So we'll type in negative 1, 4 and 1, negative 2. So what I'm going to do is show you the connection between the graph and the slope that we just found. Back in Algebra 1, you guys learned how to find slope of a line that passes through 2 points, right? What formula did we use there? Graph. What do we use? M equals rise over run, right? Do you remember that? Rise over run? So I want you to do something for me. Count up. Let's rise. Start at the blue dot for me. Mine's blue. I don't know if yours is blue. I want you to rise until you're level with the red dot. So I'm going to rise how many spots? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Agreed? I'm going to rise 12. Rise 12. And then I'm going to go to the left how many spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4. Went up 12 and I went to the left 4, right? Negative 4. What is 12 divided by negative 4? Isn't that the slope that we found using our slope formula? The same thing. Let's come back to our notes. You can set your Chromebook aside for now. How about this 3 and 2, 5. I want to find the slope of the line that passes through these two ordered pairs. X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. Let's substitute into our slope formula. So m equals, y sub 2 is 5, minus y sub 1, 3, divided by x sub 2, 2, minus x sub 1, negative 4. Remember, minus was part of our formula, the negative came from the 4. Make sure you include both in your problem. Let's simplify. 5 minus 3 is 2, and 2 plus 4 is 6. Can the fraction 2/6 be simplified? Yes. Load your calculator if needed. 2/6. Go to math and fraction. It reduces to 1/3. I want your slope in simplest form. I absolutely do not want slope as a decimal. When we talk about rate of change, that's a different scenario. I'm okay with the decimal there. But slope, I want your answer as a fraction. Okay? Even if it's 0.5, I still want it as 1/2. Slope is 1/3. I want you guys to try this one, please. Find the slope of the line that passes through these two ordered pairs. When we substitute into the formula, we should get 7 minus a negative 3 divided by 2 minus 9. 7 minus negative 3 is really 10, and 2 minus 9 is negative 7. Did you get negative 10/7? So let's look at some graphs. If I gave you a graph, could you find the slope of the line? We just talked about that a second ago. We looked at Desmos. If we have a graph, it's easiest to just simply count. Rise over run. You could pick out two ordered pairs. You could do the slope formula that we just did. But it's also just as easy to count your rise and count your run. Now the hardest part is to pick out two good points. On this particular graph, they've given you two good points. But I want to make sure you know what's not a good point to pick. For example, that right there would not be a good point to pick, would it? Because I don't know exactly where it is. It's negative 2 comma something less than negative 1, but I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if it's 0.5, maybe it's 0.4. I don't know. So when you pick a point, make sure that it crosses on a grid. Okay, it crosses the grid at a corner. You need to pick one of those. So let's look at this graph. It doesn't matter which order or which point I start with. I'm going to start here on this one. I'm going to rise until I'm level with the other point. How far did I rise? Rise 1. Now I'm going to go to the right 2 spaces. I'm going to go to the right 2. That's a positive 2. So I say my run is 2. The slope of this line is 1/2. How about this one? Now they're going to try to trick you. Did you notice at first glance on this graph that they're not going by ones? What are they going by? They're actually going by 2s, aren't they? Now, every 4th number is labeled, so really every block is worth 2, isn't it? So when you do your rise or your run, you're counting by 2s and not 1s this time. So make sure you check that out on your graph if they do throw you for a loop. You're going to catch that. So we need to pick 2 good points. Does anybody see a good point? Can you give me the ordered pair for that good point? 2 would be here. It's close, but it's not exact. Not exactly on that intersection. There's 2 better points. Gracie, what's one?
2 and 8. -2.
-2. 8.
Oh, no. Never mind. -2 and 0.
It's close, but it's not exact. There's better, Logan. -8, -2. I think that's good point right there. Go ahead and put a dot there at -8, -2. You see what I mean by it's close at -2, 0, but it's just not exactly so. I can't use it. There's another good one. Kinsey, do you see it? 8, 4. I agree. I think that's the other good one. So we have to be very picky on the points we're picking. So let's use rise over run. It doesn't matter which point I start with. This time I'm going to start over here on this side. I'm going to not rise. Instead I'm going to fall. Okay, that counts as my rise, quote unquote. So I'm going to go down in how many spaces? It's 3 spaces, but remember every block is worth 2. So really we went down 6, didn't we? 2, 4, 6. So if I went down 6, please make it -6. Now I'm going to go to the left. When I go to the left, that's also negative, isn't it? I'm going to go to the left. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks, but again there were 2, so that's almost 16. So -6 16ths can definitely be simplified to -3/8. You know what? Yes, you are correct. That should be a -16. Why was it -16? Good, I went to the left. Now that is going to make this a +3/8, correct? Negative divided by negative is a positive. Good catch. That is a +3/8. How about this one? Find the slope of the line shown at the right. So somebody give me 2 or 1 good ordered pair that I could use as my point starting. Logan, what's 1? 0, -2. I think that'll be fine. Haley, do you have another one? -1, 2 is good as well. Those are good points. And it doesn't really matter which point that I start at. I'm always going to go up or down first. It's opposite of plotting a point, though, isn't it? Okay, think about this for a second. When we do an ordered pair, don't we go right or left first? And then we go up or down second? Slope is opposite of that. I want to make sure that we keep this straight. When we find slope, we're going to go up or down first. We're going to go right or left second. No. So it's opposite of ordered pair. Make sure that you're aware of that. Keep it straight. So if we want to go from this point to this point, I'm going to rise. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4 is correct. My rise was 4. I'm going to go to the left. How many? 1. So if I go left 1, that makes it -1. What is 4 divided by -1? Simplify 2. -4. And I'm okay with an integer slope, but I don't want a decimal slope. Okay, typically it's a fraction. I mean, if I needed to make it a fraction, I could make it -4 on 1. And make it the simplest form. I want you guys to try the last one there on your next page, please. Try it on your own, and then we'll talk about it together. Finding slope, that formula is rise divided by run. So I'm going to start here. That means I'm going to go down how many units? 2, so that'll make it -2. I'm going to go to the right, how many spaces? 9. -2/9. Letter A is the correct answer. Good job. Everybody else all have that in here. Alright, I'm going to stop here for today. We are finding slope. If I give you 2 ordered pairs, somebody raise their hand and tell me this formula you will use to find slope. 2 ordered pairs. Very good. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. If you're given a graph that asks to find slope, what are you going to use? Yeah? Rise over run. Alright, you need a textbook, please.
I'm not starting it today, dude.
Besides that. Besides that.
Hey, I'm not starting it today, dude. Oh, you might act like you can't listen. What is? I don't have no Apple.
I think that we will.
Here, I remember the this part.
That is best gift ever. Hey, Miss Keller, can you use the bathroom?
Will you get your homework done? You sure can.
What?